Clock in, clock in. Black got it to walk in. Team Black got to stand up, man. Yo, back with another video with YoungBoy, and this ain't a good video. Our last post about the piece, it was just so wonderful. Like, I seen a bunch of good comments. I seen everybody excited. Like, damn, this was tough. After we seen an interview of YoungBoy, Kevin Gates, Fredo and Boosie on the same phone call, and they was actually having a positive conversation. Hell, we even heard Boosie was in the mix of making a whole tape with YoungBoy, and I'm not too sure if that tape is even gonna drop no more. Y'all just seen YoungBoy drop back to back, right? But he dropped this one particular song. It's called Nussy. Now that's crazy, bro. I don't even know why YoungBoy decided to drop this song, but it kind of leads me to believe it's gonna open up doors for people to feel negatively about YoungBoy again. And that people that I'm talking about is Boosie, because he made a whole song dedicated to somebody Boosie don't like, guys. And I ain't gonna lie, there's a whole long story as to why Nussy and Boosie left off on bad terms. In that song, YoungBoy said who the whole city blamed it on, Nussy.
And a couple dudes got killed, and it was like my name came up. And I said, well, I know how I can address him. I was in the studio one day with one of my partners, and I said, let me say something on this motherfucker, you know? Mm-hmm. I wanted to say something to address the issue, and I did it. And I just playing with the mics really influenced me to start rapping. But my point got across, you know?
Right.
And basically I didn't do it, but ain't nobody believed me. But later on down the line, a couple months later, they found out I didn't do it. Ain't nobody apologized to me for it, so I'm mad now. So I'm like, let's get it on, you know?
When you say they never apologized to you, who?
No one. Just the streets. Ain't nobody said, well, damn, Nussy, bro. I mean, a lot of people words, they say a lot of things, but their actions show differently. Like, for example, I had a car wash in South Baton Rouge. Somebody was throwing bombs at it, trying to set it on fire. Somebody passed by one of my houses and shot at it. So, your action, but on the streets, I'm not hearing nobody got no beef with me. Don't nobody want to do nothing with me. But your action showing when you're doing little sneaky shit. You see what I'm saying? So, I started rapping. Let niggas know I ain't do it, but if you don't believe me, sell it up. Let's just do it, you know? That's just the attitude I feel about anything.
So Nussy basically had it going on in the streets where he was not seeing eye to eye with a whole bunch of people because people ended up being missing and he was blamed for the whole thing. And one thing we could admit about the streets is the streets could build a narrative on anything, and most people is really gonna believe it. Now Nussy was obviously going through it with a bunch of people, and one of those people he was going through it with was Boosie, and he even spoke about the situation he had going on with Boosie.
You know, but as for the Boosie incident, the so-called beef with me and Lil Boosie, I ain't got no beef with Boosie because I talked to him. I talked to him maybe 4.5 months ago at the airport. I flew in from Mexico. I got a call that he was getting off the airplane. He was on his way to Baton Rouge because I knew somebody on the plane. I said, damn, this is the perfect time I can go catch the little nigga while he by himself.
Right.
Where ain't no entourage, it's just me and you, you know. Now, he wasn't acting like no or nothing. You know, he stood up like a man. He talked to me. He told me that he ain't never crossed me. He ain't had nothing against me. He told me to look up to me in the streets. And I told him, well, my feelings were hurt because nigga told me, you yanked my sign down, which was petty, but it was big to me because I feel like we know each other and I just talked to you, and for you to do that is like you shitting on my dream, bro. Right. You know? So he told me he didn't do it. I told him, well, shit, ain't no beef, you know, just like I say, when I say things about people on songs, people gonna blow it up because they think it's gonna be, you know, but just don't know I'm entertaining my listeners, and I talk about anybody, you know. I could be with my boy, and when he make me mad, I might jot a little line about his ass, you might see us later on. Right. So make a long story short, people done caught on to it. Ain't nobody really nothing tripping. Personal. No, it ain't nothing personal. You know, like I said, I told him, I said, man, I'd be less than a man to do you something behind some he saying, she said, when I can just come approach you. Because we know each other. You know, I know you and you know me. You know what I'm saying? I see this rap in the street shit, two different things, bro. And I could have started like a whole little Tupac and Bigger war with. I could have been them niggas and had all my niggas who followed me beefing with them, and he could have did the same as well. And I feel like it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it for me to hurt nobody behind no stupid. You know, if my feelings get hurt, I'm expressing myself, and that's just one of the things I'm gonna always do.
The sounds of it, that was the start of the diss era. He was making songs about Boosie, ended up seeing him at the airport, asking him about a situation, and it was left at that. I always know, don't believe what nobody tell you, and damn near believe half of what you see, cause half of it be cap, half of it really be fake. Boosie obviously still did not like him, and he obviously still did not like Boosie. They probably both was just at a position where they just had to respect each other for whatever street credibility each of them individually had. So they just had to, you know, kind of play it cool, because if they didn't, the situation would get bad quick. But even though the situation ain't get bad quick, and it ain't get bad on that exact day, it did turn around to end up getting bad, because one of Boosie's close friends, who go by the name Lil Ivy, a very well-known name that Boosie always talk about. If you know Boosie, you know about Ivy. But Ivy ended up passing away, man. And not only did they blame Nussy for it, but I don't think Nussy was blamed to be a shooter or anything like that. One of his partners, who go by the name Pig, was actually the shooter, and a girl did an interview talking about what happened the day he was shot and killed.
Lil Pig. What about him at the time? His character, who was he? Was he?
Oh, Pig was a stand-up guy. Pig and Nussy was friends. And the people kept saying the dissing was coming from when Nussy did start rapping. He say, I killed that for my partner, now he owed me one. Now everybody showing about I'm troublesome. You know, his rhymes didn't clear stuff up. As it went on, time was told that it was actually Pig who you know, killed Lil Ivy. Pig had already gotten killed. See, we didn't cover that. Pig got killed. Pig got killed in 2008, him and his mama.
His mama?
Yeah. They tortured both of them. Well, tortured mama to get him to come there.
They kidnapped her?
No, they got her in her house.
Okay.
They didn't kidnap her, but they hog-tied her. They beat her. They tortured her to give up her son.
And she calls?
She called him in distress. And he get there, and as soon as he pulled up, they shot him. His foot was hanging out the car.
That's how they found him?
Yeah. Car still running.
How did Nussy take that?
Pig Dell,
Yes.
he took it hard.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but boy, that was a crazy behind story to hear. Now that we heard all of that and we seen all of that, we would see why YoungBoy making a song, Nussy, would be kind of important to patching up some wounds. I don't know about y'all, but that song probably would not be rubbing people the right way. But hey, only time will tell. But for the most part, last I know, Boosie's still not rocking with them.
You remind me of a pussy named Nussy.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's just all just kind of crazy to me, low-key, man. And Nussy was ultimately killed by the 15-year-old who was claimed to be Boosie's hitman. Bro, this story, this whole thing is wild. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section below. Is it just a song? I think a song is that important. It's just a song, right? Y'all let me know in the comment section below if that boy needs some milk. YoungBoy out here being hot again.